What's going on, guys? SquireTrades here, back with episode 8. It is August 19th at 3:52 p.m. I hope all of you had a great Monday. I hope all of you had a great weekend. And really quickly, I just want to say thank you guys for the support. Honestly, I know it's not much, but 37 subscribers, and episode 2 has 550 views last time I checked. So I just want to say thanks for the support and thanks to anyone that's tuned in. I got a request for my chart settings, my candles, the background, all of that, my favorites, tools, and things like that. I will release that later this week. Thank you for the recommendation to whoever threw that out there. That is coming soon. Moving forward into today, I did actually take an execution today. It was a newsless Monday, but I still did end up taking an execution. As you can see here, we had consolidation, big expansion move, big consolidation. We had this 4-hour fair value gap that held for a very long time. So coming into the morning, I was looking long, at least to this external at 717, right there. If we drop down to the 15-minute, you can see coming into the morning, I was early. I ended up losing this trade, unfortunately. We were coming into the morning here. We had this big break of structure fair value gap right here on the 15-minute chart. Boom. So I saw my draw on liquidity up here at 717. I saw our break of structure fair value gap. You could argue this is a market structure shift as well. And then at that point, I was down here on the 1 minute, just created this fair value gap, blah 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 blah. And at this point, I was waiting on entry. Am I marking the right one? Am I tripping? I'm not, am I? Why am I all the way back on Thursday? What's going on here? Hang on. I apologize, guys. This is definitely the fair value gap, I thought, right here. Or no, I'm wrong. This was the fair value gap, actually. I'm sorry, guys. This was the fair value gap over here. So you have our bearish market structure here. Came up, made a swing high, swing low, through that, right? So your market structure shift is down here. And then what do we have here? Swing high, swing low, boom. Right here's your break of structure. You also have a break of structure fair value gap here. Those left behind. And then you have swing high, swing low, break of structure again. So you've got another break of structure fair value gap. So to me, this was just a continuation play. I knew that my draw on liquidity was 717 from the 4-hour chart. I've got my break of structure. I've got my fair value gap. And in the moment, you guys have to consider, right? This is what I'm seeing in the moment. Market structure shift, break of structure fair value gap, break of structure fair value gap. I see this candle. I'm dropping down onto the 1-minute chart. And I'm just waiting for a nice clean entry to come my way. So really quickly, I will fast forward and I'll show you guys the execution that I ended up taking. Here it comes any second. Boom. There is your sweep of liquidity right here. Sweep this sell side liquidity. Then we displace bullish displacement, right? Through this swing here. This then becomes you guessed it, market structure shift, right? And then you also have, if you guys study ICT, you'll recognize this as a breaker. This candle right here. And more importantly than that breaker, you'll see this market structure shift fair value gap. And at this point, I had my limit long set at 927. I had my stop loss down here at 12 point, just about stop loss. And I was only looking for about 25 points on this trade. for 2R. And I'll show you guys how this ends up playing out. There's my entry. And then boom, I'm like, dang, I'm looking really good, whatever. And rip. Stopped out. So that was extremely unfortunate. But you know what? This was a great trade in my opinion. This was a phenomenal trade. And something that you have to be okay with is playing your model and your model still losing. I would argue that I played this perfect. I could not have played this better. From the 4-hour chart, having the long bias to this external high, to the 15-minute chart with the break of structure fair value gap down here, in bullish structure, all the way down to the 1-minute execution model that I took right here. They'd call this a unicorn. ICT calls this a unicorn, right? And it looks messy, but I'll really quickly go over it one more time just in case someone were to miss it. You've got your 15-minute fair value gap right here, right? We came down. We swept this sell side liquidity here, and we also swept this sell side liquidity here. And then we displaced through this swing high. That's your market structure shift. Then I was looking for a retest of the market structure shift fair value gap. I had my stop at the swing high, and I was aiming for 25 points for a nice, cool 2R risk to reward. Hopefully there's no questions there. If you have any questions about that or why I took this entry, feel free to drop them in the comments. But that's my execution for today. As far as bias goes, moving into the rest of the week, you can see here, if you watched my video from Friday, I was calling for a long bias this week. We have this fair value gap that I think will definitely reach into either tomorrow or Wednesday, if I had to guess. Let me really quickly check the news cycle. We have 8:30 news tomorrow, but none of it is US. It's all Canadian dollar. And then on Wednesday, we have FOMC meeting minutes. So Wednesday is probably going to be a poor day to trade. PMI on Thursday. And Powell speaks at 10 a.m. on Friday. So it's not a bad news week, but it's certainly not the greatest one. I'm definitely expecting to see us run into this fair value gap this week. The bottom of that fair value gap being at 2084, so just about 170 points away. I'm not entirely sure that this is in play. I do think that maybe we'll come up here and sweep these highs, at least on ES. I'm not sure that this is going to get swept this week, but it could be within the next 2 or 3 weeks that we come up here, we get into this fair value gap, come down, sweep this, right? And then you've got your market maker sell model over here. So we come up, hit this fair value gap, then we retrace into this fair value gap, then we come up, we sweep this buy side liquidity right here. Boom, 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 right? Sweep this buy side liquidity. Then you've got your market structure shift right here. And you can see we retrace. There would be another fair value gap created here. And then that just sends us down to go and get these lows that we've created here. So you can kind of see what the idea is this week and then I guess going into the next few weeks. But as I've mentioned many times in this series of Road to Becoming a Full-Time Trader, it doesn't really matter what the market does. We're futures traders. We trade on prop firms. We can trade short, we can trade long, and we cannot trade at all. With that being said, I just want to say thank you guys one more time for tuning in to today's episode, to prior episodes, for leaving a comment if you have, for dropping a like if you have, if you've subscribed, thank you. I had a great day today. I lost. I'm red on the week. I don't care. I'm going to come in with a fresh mentality tomorrow, ready to execute the rest of the week. ready to play my model when it presents, and ready to stay patient for my model to present. I hope all of you guys came out green today. I hope all of you come out green on the week. I hope you have a green month. We'll see you back here tomorrow on August 20th for episode 9 of Road to Becoming a Full-Time Trader. It's been Squire Trades. Thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.